Welcome back to StorySnacks, where we take the messed up stuff and make it kinda funny. Today, we're going to talk about ways to die that are so horrible you almost have to laugh. 5 real methods, all worse than the last. Grab your snacks, and maybe it's better to wait this time. Now, let's see what humanity has cooked up. The Brazen Bull. Yo, let's kick this off with a Brazen Bull, one of the most famous and messed up execution gadgets ever. Invented around 500 BC in ancient Greece by a dude named Paracelsus. He designed it for the tyrant Phalaris, the ruler of Akragas, a real psychopath. Here's how it worked. It was just as big as a real bull, but it was made of bronze and hollow. They locked you inside through a trapdoor in the side, so you could not get out, only if they opened it from the outside. Then they lit a fire underneath the belly, and the bronze heated up like an oven, roasting you alive for the feet. Oh my god. But the evil genius part, special pipes in the bull's nostrils and mouth. So your screams got funneled through them, so it came out sounding like a raging bull roar. Phalaris loved the demo so much, so he tested on the Paracelsus himself. So the inventor became the first victim. Oh my god, yeah. Talk about a beta testing gone wrong. It's like getting stuck in a furnace block in Minecraft, with voice chat on max and no way to log out. It wasn't just a one-off. The Romans loved it too. Used it for centuries on criminals and Christians. According to one story, the Emperor Justinian banned it in the 500s AD. But it popped up in legends for ages after. And get this, people found similar bull statues, but no confirmed Brazen Bull survives today. That's probably for the best. Scaphism. Alright, next up is Scaphism, also known as the boats, or one could say the world's worst spa day ever. This comes from the ancient Persia, around 400 BC. Plutarch and other historians wrote about it. The Persians saved it for traitors and people who really pissed off the king. Here's the recipe for disaster. They take you, slather you head to toe in milk and honey, inside and out, like a full body glaze. Then they strap you between 2 boats, or sometimes hollowed out logs. Your head, arm, legs poke out like a human kebab. They seal it tight so you can't wiggle free. And they put you in a nice, warm, stagnant pond under the sun. And now the real party starts. Flies, mosquitoes, maggots. Every bug in a large radius gets the invite. They lay eggs in your skin, your eyes, your mouth, and the larvae just go full eating mode. You get explosive diarrhea from all the milk and honey, so even more bugs show up to a party. It's like your body becomes a 5-star bug hotel. Some people lasted days, even weeks. They force-fed you with more milk and honey to keep the experience going longer. Imagine infinity dot stacks, poison, bleed, rot, all them debuffs. No cleanse, no log out, and the devs are at sleep, of course. One legendary victim, Mithridates, a dude who trash-talked the king. He survived for 70 days before finally tapping out. Bro was basically speedrunning the longest AFK survivor record, but with 0 loot and max pain multiplier. No fancy statue, no dramatic roar, just you, bugs, and the slowest unlived timer in history. This is really horrible, oh my god. Lingchi. Okay, Next level of nope, Lingchi, better known as death by 1,000 cuts. This was a real Chinese execution method. First appeared in records around the 10th century during the Song dynasty. It was reserved for the absolutely worst crimes: treason, killing your own parents, mass murder, or rebellion against the emperor. Here's exactly how they did it. The victim was tied to a wooden frame in public, often a market square so everyone could watch. The executioner used a special curved knife, super sharp, designed to slice thin pieces without killing too fast. They started with non-vital areas: arms, legs, chest, cheeks, even eyelids or genitals if they wanted maximum terror. Oh my god. Each cut was small, like a thin slice of meat, and they counted them out loud. The goal was to reach specific number of cuts, sometimes 1,000, sometimes 3,000, while keeping the person alive and conscious. Sometimes it took hours. The longest record cases went on for days. A famous victim, Fuchu Li, in 1905, of the Mongolian Guard who got the Lingchi special after he murdered his employer, a Mongolian prince. On the day of the execution in Beijing, they tied him to the frame in front of a huge crowd. The executioner started slicing small pieces from arm, legs, chest, face, over and over. Reports say that he was cut more than 3,000 times. Some eyewitnesses claimed even more. He stayed conscious way longer than expected, screaming, bleeding, but still alive for hours. There are actual photos from that execution. They leaked worldwide, shocked Europe, and went viral in Western newspaper. People became angry. Yeah, yeah. That pressure was enough to make China ban Lingchi later the same year. That's not so weird, perhaps. Imagine someone running a low-damage knife into you. Meanwhile, the server lag makes it last forever. No pause menu, no report button, and your health bar just keep going down and down and down. Bro, it wasn't just a punishment, it was a spectacle. Crowd paid to watch. Family of the victim were sometimes forced to attend. Lingchi, 1,000 little "you're done" moments stretch out forever. Keelhauling, sailors' worst nightmare. Dutch and British navies in the 1600s to the 1800s. Keelhauling, straight from the Dutch keelhaulen. Basically, haul under the keel because, yeah, that sounds fun. They tied you to a rope looped under the entire ship, sometimes used side to side for a quick but still brutal drag. Other times the full nightmare haul, from bow to stern, to really maximize the suffering. They throw you overboard on one side, and the crew hauled you under the keel to the other side. The hull was a horror show of epic scale. Razor-sharp barnacles, mussels, jagged shells, everything that grows on a ship after a month at sea. Basically nature's own cheese grater. It shreds your skin, your clothes, your dignity, everything. You could drown mid-drag, bleed out from the cuts, smash your head against the hull and get knocked out cold, or if you were lucky enough to survive, die off slowly from raging infections later on. Salt water and open wounds, chef's kiss of sepsis. Imagine having 100 HP, 0 armor, every hit does tons of damage. They drag you under the ship and you simply get cheesed. GG, rest in peace. A fun fact, keelhauling was official Dutch naval law from around 5060 to 8053. Super rare in practice, but absolutely terrifying when it happened. The British They tried it a few times in some old 1600 writings did mention it, but it was mostly a Dutch thing. The British preferred the OG stretch by good old flogging. For example, in October 1652, a Dutch VOC ship under Jan van Riebeek, a sailor Jan Blank goes AWOL for 9 days. You get the full Keelhauling, followed by 150 lashes and 2 years of slavery. Why not? A triple combo nightmare. Most victims didn't even survive the drag. Bodies came up looking like they'd been through a blender. Survivors? Super rare. You would crawl back on deck as a raw meat, then battle infections with 0 antibiotics. Brutal doesn't even begin to cover it. Rat torture. Medieval Europe, China, etc. Rat torture. Simple name, nightmare fuel. This one's straight up disgusting. No fancy gadgets, just pure body horror. How it worked? Victim tied down tight, usually on their back, stomach exposed. They take a bottomless metal cage or pottery bowl full of starving, hungry rats. They place it upside down, right on your belly or chest. Seal it so the rats can't escape outward. Then heat up the top. Hot coal, fire, whatever. Slowly crank up the heat. The rats panic from the heat. They freak out. They claw, they gnaw for any way out. The only soft spot? You. They burrow straight through your skin, into your guts, eating from the inside out. You wake up or stay conscious to the feeling of tiny teeth shredding your insides. Oh my god. Hours of agony. Sometimes days if they choose to drag it out. Death usually from massive infections, blood loss, or just sheer trauma. Brutal. Just imagine. Infinity parasite damage over time stacks. No logout, you cannot flee, and your health bar just melts. Bro. Earliest documented. 1500 in the Dodge Revolt era. Dedrick Sanoy's classic ball plus hot coal combo. Medieval legends, rat dungeons. In the Tower of London during Elizabeth's first era, tidal cells where river rats swarm prisoners in the dark. Inquisition era, sheep tools for confession. Chinese variants, similar box and pot methods. Modern use, it even showed up in soft American dictatorships. Brazil 1964 to 85. Pinochet Chile, Argentina 1976 to 83. Amnesty International documented victims trapped in rat-filled cages or room for torture. Bro, yeah, this one wanna make you curl up forever. So, which method wrecked you the most? Drop it in the comments. Brazen Bull roast, Scaphism bug spa, Lingchi 1000 slice nightmare, Keelhauling cheese grater, or this rat inside out special. Yeah, this episode wasn't at all terrifying. Take care everyone, and see you soon again.